If you've been following Social Security updates lately, you may have seen people talking about large lump sum payments and wondering, does this include me? I've seen the same two questions over and over. What about SSDI recipients and what about SSI recipients? Today I'm going to clear this up in plain language so you know exactly what's real, what's being confused online, and what applies to your situation. Welcome back to Senior Security Benefits. I'm George. Let's start with the key point because it matters. There are different kinds of lump sum payments in Social Security, and people often mix them together. The lump sum people are talking about most often right now is tied to retirement benefits, and specifically to a rule called retroactive benefits after full retirement age, which is closely connected to delayed retirement credits. Here's the context. If you delay claiming Social Security past your full retirement age, FRA, you earn delayed retirement credits, DRCs. DRCs billed at 2/3 of 1% per month, which works out to about 8% per year, not counting COLA. So if you wait 6 months, that's roughly a 4% increase. If you wait from 67 to 70, that's about a 24% increase. Now here's where the lump sum idea comes in. If you are past full retirement age when you file, Social Security allows you, by request, to claim up to 6 months of retroactive benefits, but not earlier than full retirement age. In plain English, you can ask SSA to treat your start date as up to 6 months earlier, and then they'll pay you a one-time catch-up amount for those months. But there's a trade-off. If you take retroactive benefits, your monthly check is calculated as if you claimed earlier, which means you give up some delayed retirement credits. This is why people describe it as taking a lump sum instead of the raise. That's basically what's happening. Here's a clean example. Let's say your full retirement age is 67, and you wait until 67 and 6 months to file. Your benefit at 67 and 6 months includes about 6 months of delayed credits. When you file, you can request retroactivity back to 67. If SSA approves it, you could receive up to 6 months of back payments, but your ongoing monthly benefit would be reduced to the amount you would have gotten at 67, meaning you'd be giving up that roughly 4% boost going forward. So which is better? It depends largely on longevity and cash flow needs. The break-even is often around the early 80s range for many people, but the exact math depends on your benefit amount, COLA, taxes, and how you use the lump sum. If you're healthy and expect to live longer, keeping the higher monthly check is often the stronger long-term move. If you need cash now, or you have serious health concerns, the retroactive lump sum can make sense. The important thing is to understand you're not getting free extra money. You're choosing between a larger check later or money up front. Now let's answer the questions I keep seeing. Does this retirement retroactive lump sum option apply to SSDI? In general, no, not in the way people mean it. SSDI is a disability benefit, and it does not earn delayed retirement credits. When you reach full retirement age on SSDI, your disability benefit automatically converts to a retirement benefit, usually the same amount. But you don't keep delaying for credits the way a retirement claimant can. So this specific 6-month retroactive retirement filing strategy is mainly a retirement benefit topic. Does it apply to SSI? Also no. SSI is a needs-based program. It's not based on delayed retirement credits, and it does not have this retirement retroactivity option. However, and this is where people get confused, SSDI and SSI can absolutely involve lump sums, just not this kind. For SSDI, lump sums usually show up as back pay when you're approved. SSDI back pay depends on your established onset date, your application date, and the SSDI rules, including the 5-month waiting period that applies in most cases. If SSA takes many months to approve your claim, you may receive a back payment deposit covering the months you were eligible but unpaid. For SSI, back pay can also happen when you're approved, but SSI back pay is often handled differently and may be paid in installments depending on the amount and your circumstances. SSI also has its own rules about when payments can start because it's tied to financial eligibility month by month. So here's the clean takeaway. The lump sum connected to delayed retirement credits is really about retirement filing after full retirement age and choosing whether to request up to 6 months retroactivity. That does not apply to SSI, and it does not work the same way for SSDI because SSDI doesn't earn delayed credits. But SSDI and SSI can still involve lump sums as back payments when you're first awarded benefits. If you want, comment SSDI back pay or SSI back pay and tell me which one you want next, and I'll do a dedicated step-by-step breakdown with the most common timelines, what letters you'll receive, and what can delay payment. And if you're deciding whether to take 6 months retroactive retirement benefits, tell me your age, your full retirement age, and whether you're filing at 67 plus. And I'll explain the decision points you should ask SSA about before you sign anything.